Hello, welcome back, and what is going on, everyone? So, today we have another 1/18 scale monster truck review. Love reviewing these 1/18 scale monster trucks. I've reviewed them from several brands, and I'm pretty excited to give this Rlaarlo a try. I have not owned any of their products yet. Now, there's not a whole lot to see on the box besides this kryptonite, so that's good to know. It has a picture of the radio, tells you that it is four-wheel drive, 2.4 gigahertz, factory assembled and electric for ages 8+. And Crowbowl? The road is your domain, so I'm guessing maybe that's the name of the truck itself, is the Crowbowl. But okay, I've already popped this open and had a quick look at it, but I'm going to just get it out of the box and set it all out before you. Alright, there it is. That is everything out of the package, and I like it. This is a good looking little truck. So, before we get to that, let's just go through the accessories real quick and get them out of the way. You get a Phillips head screwdriver, a 4-way multi-purpose lug wrench, and 4 extra body clips. You're going to need those. They tend to get knocked out. And it includes a USB charger. If you are new to the hobby, you're going to have lots of these in these style RCs. You just plug them right into your laptop, wall adapter, whatever you got, wherever you can put a USB. And it gives you an 850 milliamp LiPo battery. There you go. And it actually has a second one of these inside the vehicle. Well, that's nice. You're getting a LiPo instead of getting a Li-ion. Those lithium-ion batteries do not produce as much power, and I'm glad to see that a lot of the companies have gone over to these, even in the more budget-friendly RCs. And you get a radio, and even though it's kind of an odd in shape, it's pretty comfortable in the hand. That is a really nice foam wheel, and the way it sits is not bad at all. And then, it gives you your tips for a beginner on how to set all your trims and everything. So, you have your power button there. And throttle trim, steering rate, which is how far your steering can go back and forth, and the trim of your steering. And then reverse for your throttle and steering. You've also got a lanyard clip here. And looks like we just take 3 AA batteries in the bottom. So 3 1.5 volt AA batteries. And you're ready to rock. So let's move on to the outside of this truck. From just what I can see without cracking it open, we have a very nice thick wheelie bar. I mean, it's really got some girth to it, and I think it's going to take a good beating, so that is excellent. This is actually the first 1/18 scale that I've picked up that has come with a wheelie bar, so I really like that. A good pliable rubber bumper, and this is one of the things I really like that I see about it, is it has a skid plate across the back. Very often you get holes in the corners of your bed, so this is very nice to have for this little basher. And you get another skid plate on top. So when you're doing your sliding, you're probably most likely this is gonna be the only area that isn't protected that's gonna be hitting. And you get a nice thick bumper, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep, 7. You got 7 LED lights. I really like the color of this body. I think it's a real catchy color combo going on. The color scheme's nice. I can see that these shocks are adjustable, but still feel very, very stiff and springy. So I don't think they're oil-filled shocks. I think they are friction dampeners, but they are a nicer friction dampener. Well, let's pull our keys off and see what we have. Also, the wheels are a good multi-terrain. I'm going to go with a medium to hard compound is what it feels like. It's probably going to slide around a lot. Okay, now when you remove your body, if you're just changing batteries, you can just set this off to the side. But if you're wanting to work on it, you're going to need to unplug these little 2 wires right here. And they just pull right out. Get as close as you can to the base, or get a small pair of pliers and be very careful. So inside, we have an ESC receiver combo, our second battery, and a 380 motor. With our 380 motor, it's like they have a heat sink on it. Have our servo over here, and you can see that it is a 3-wire instead of a 5-wire, so that's good. A lot more options for servo replacement that way. This is supposed to be a splash proof, water resistant, don't go drowned in it. My rule on splash proof is no higher than the lugs, and that has kept most of mine alive. I've still drowned one or two, but that's going to happen. Now, all of your links and arms on this guy are plastic, and you see they're a very flexible plastic. Now, I'm moving this stuff pretty hard because I want you to see what kind of punishment it can take, and I'm going to twist the whole chassis. Let me zoom back out a little bit. There we go. That whole chassis a twist, and nothing's breaking, so that's good. People think plastic is bad when they first get into this hobby. It is not. Plastic is good, especially if you're a beginner. You see how much flex and give we have in that? That is what allows you to drive this truck hard without it breaking. The one thing that I can see is it does have plastic diff cups. I would like to have seen those in metal. And it also has plastic drive shafts. Let me zoom in here. You can see in there a little bit better. The arm, there's the drive shaft flexing, and then the other arm. Because they are plastic drive shafts. Oh, I would like to have seen those in metal. That's probably the biggest thing I would like to have seen them done. That and real oil shocks are a huge deal on these little guys. Now, it does say that it has all metal differential gears and shaft input gears. So, that is at least something that is going to definitely help the wear on this vehicle. So, I'm going to get the battery plugged in, the body put back on, and let's get this thing out and give it a good rip and see what it's all about. Okay, so before we get going on our rip session here, I wanted to figure out whether these are oil filled or not, and they are not. That lays that to rest. There is a rubber gasket down in there, though, and that will allow us to at least put some grease in there. If you just take just a little paintbrush with some grease, right now I'm using a marine grease. If you had an anti-wear grease, that would probably actually work a little bit better for slowing these down, but just adding a little bit of grease of pretty much any kind is going to help. You got your little cap goes back on, and this goes back on, and that's all there is to these little guys. You just get them all unscrewed, put a little bit of grease inside of them, screw them back on, and they just pop right back on here. So not very hard to work on. That's always nice. And by adding just that little bit of grease in there, we are going to help with the dampening a little bit. Alright, we are out here with the Rlaarlo. Got a ballpark behind me, give it a rip on. And then there's also a skate park in this park, so hopefully we'll be able to get it over to that. So let's get this thing on the ground and see what it does. Run. Okay, so that went pretty good, but I have developed a little bit of a differential whine, but that's to be expected considering what I was doing to this thing. So, not a bad little truck, definitely worth what they're asking. As you can see, it's taken some pretty tough tumbles. This is concrete too, this isn't dirt, so this has been unforgiving hits. And still working, still beating, so not too bad at all, Rlaarlo. I'll leave a link to this in the description below, guys. If you want a nice little basher to take out and have fun, I'd say, you know, even if you're not a beginner, I'm not a beginner, I love driving this stuff. You can actually have fun with it and not have to worry about it too much because the parts are pretty cheap to replace, and it was pretty cheap to replace the whole vehicle, so you can actually do some stuff you wouldn't want to do with your expensive ones. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, everybody, and I hope to catch you on the next video. Have a good one.